What up, Rockstar Beer Fest? My name's Taylor. I'm the sales director for Thorn Brewing Company. Welcome to Thorn Barrio Logan. If you don't know much about Thorn, we've been a brewery for about 8.5 years. This is actually our second location, our first and original locations located in North Park, in San Diego, California. Let's take a tour. We got a 4-vessel, 30-barrel, 40-barrel system. A wide range of sizes on our fermenters. We have a couple 120s in the back, a couple 60s, a couple 30 barrels, and a couple 25s. If you take a look over here, you'll see the rest of the facility. So this space up here is our private mezzanine and private event center. Obviously, was a good space for us pre-COVID. Really excited to start using this space again. But in the meantime, it gives you a good vantage point to check out the rest of the brewery. Like I mentioned, 4-vessel system. You got our whirlpool, our boiler. Like I said, the 120s, a couple bright tanks over here. Over here is our dry storage. So this is where we keep all of our painted cans. We have our brights for all of our 16-ounce specialties. And it's still kind of in the construction mode, but back here is our quality assurance lab. So this is where we do all the testing on all of our beers to make sure everything's ready to go. Let's see. So this is our lab. Our mad scientist and part owner, Eric, manages everything in here. Back here we have our packaging hall. Currently packaging our top selling Barrio Lager. Nice fresh batch coming off the lines. Yeah. Smile.
You scared the shit out of me, dude. I thought it was a fucking shotgun.
The beer you guys saw being packaged is our Barrio Lager. We do some fun stuff with our Barrio Lager, including make a michelada out of it. It's our top selling, one of our top selling items that we carry in our tasting room. We launched this back in July, and it's been a fan favorite ever since. Like I mentioned, it's our Barrio blended with a bunch of organic, natural ingredients, including tomato juice, ponzu, Worcestershire sauce, lime, a little bit of salt and pepper. Honestly, it's super killer, super balanced. Most people like their micheladas a specific way. We did a lot of R&D to get to this exact recipe, and we think we nailed it. It's got the right amount of heat, the right amount of tomato juice, the right amount of salt and pepper. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you guys around. Thank you. Killer.
Welcome to another episode of Brewer's Safari, where we track down the most astonishing creature on the planet, the wild brewer. On today's episode, we travel to the natural springs of North Park to a popular watering hole called Thorn Street Brewery. Shall we go? This watering hole is frequented by all the animals in the kingdom. Some seeking a mate, some even bring their cubs. But tonight, we are looking for the most wild animal of them all, the king of the beasts, the Thorn Brewer. And there he is. We're in luck. There he is. Oh, boy, there's nothing else like it. But you must be careful when you go through a beast like this. One wrong move and he'll get you. Oh, I cannot look in the eyes, you. They think, oh, don't move, don't look him in the eyes. Don't look him in the eyes. They take that as a challenge. Is he still looking at me? I don't want him to see me. We followed The Thorn Brewer back to its lair, where it creates fine elixirs for everyone to enjoy. Sometimes an ale, sometimes a lager, but every time, everyone enjoys the Thorn beer. I hope you've all enjoyed the sneak peek of the Thorn Street lair. But now we must travel far to the San Diego Zoo. Technically, it's not that far, but a half a mile from the brewery, but anyways.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brunch Beer Fest. My girlfriend just got done rubbing the cafe agave vanilla cinnamon all over my body for brunch, so let's wash it down with some beers, shall we? You say that we got nothing in common, no common ground to start from, and we're falling apart. You say the world has come between us, our lives have come between us, still I know you just don't care. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's one thing we got. I see you, only one who knew me, and now your eyes see through me. I guess I was wrong. So what now? It's plain to see we're over. I hate when things are over. There's so much left undone. Sing it with me. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film. Yes, I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's one thing we got. You say we got nothing in common, no common ground to start from. We're falling apart. You say the world has come between us, our lives have come between us, so I know you just don't care. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, there's one thing we got. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, there's one thing we got. Stick around, we got a lot more beers, a lot more brunch coming up.
The Champagne Velvet brand has existed for over 100 years. It was originally brewed by the Terre Haute Brewing Company in Terre Haute, Indiana at the turn of the 20th century. And then after Prohibition, it became one of the biggest beers in the country. It was sold throughout the United States and was widely distributed. For Upland's 15th anniversary and back in 2013, we bought the rights to the Champagne Velvet name and decided to bring it back as a way to celebrate Indiana brewing heritage instead of just 15 years of Upland's brewing. So we got the rights to the name and we got the original handwritten recipe for Champagne Velvet that has turned into the beer that we enjoy now. The recipe development came from a combination of using that original handwritten recipe back from the 1900s and also filling in the gaps with some historical research, reading old brewing textbooks, and seeing which ingredients would have been available to brewers at the time, focusing on German immigrants trying to replicate German styles from their homeland and which ingredients they could use to do that. Based off of the original recipe, we had a percentage of barley to corn that the original brewers were using in Terre Haute, and we wanted to stay true to that, so we mixed in malted barley and flaked corn, and a percentage of the malted barley is grown and malted in Indiana within a 200-mile radius of us, so we're utilizing some local ingredients just as local brewers would have been using over 100 years ago also. The hops were based off of research into what brewers were using in the 1900s. We wanted to use a bittering hop at the start of the boil that would balance the malt sweetness, but it wouldn't provide too much hop flavor or aroma. So for that we used a traditional American variety. Cluster hops are the oldest grown American variety. They would have been widely available to brewers, and we incorporated them at the start of the boil for bitterness. At the end of the boil we used German Tettnang. It's a German noble hop. Imported from Germany. It would feature some peppery, earthy spice character to it. It carries through in the beer, and that's a tribute to Anton Meyer of the original Terre Haute Brewing Company, who was from the Tettnang region of Germany. The yeast is a Bohemian lager strain. During our initial test batches back in 2012 and 2013, we did about 6 different yeast strains that we experimented with and tasted them for their flavor profiles. Monitor the fermentation to see which kind of yeast strains would perform well in Champagne Velvet while still being a true German variety of yeast. Champagne Velvet is best drank out of a traditional Pilsner glass. It's tall, thin, and tapered towards the top. It really showcases the nice, brilliant filtered clarity of the beer and also nicely captures full head retention on top. When tasting this beer, it'll start out a little sweet up front. You'll get some of that sweet corn flavor, a nice balanced refreshment with the hops and the malt, and it'll finish very clean and crisp from the yeast character and the weeks of cold conditioning.
I got a hell of a hangover hanging over from last night. Feels like a wrecking ball, I need an IV, a Pedialyte. I could lie and say I'm never gonna drink again, but everybody knows how that story ends. Besides, I got a cure and it's the latest trend. Call up all of my friends, cause we're gonna get brunch drunk. Pour a little OG in my champagne, don't stop, keep them coming. We're about to turn up, ain't even noon, and all I wanna do is hold on to last night's buzz and get brunch drunk. I got chicken and waffles soaking up the alcohol. It's a good thing they got 2 for $1 till 3, y'all. My best friend's chilling at a high top, sipping on a Bloody Mary with a celery stick and Kahlua, and my coffee should do the trick to get us on our way and get a little brunch drunk. Pour a little OG in my champagne, don't stop, keep them coming. We're about to turn up, ain't even noon, and all I wanna do is hold on to last night's buzz and get brunch drunk. Brunch drunk. If you're looking like a hot mess wearing last night's dress. Brunch drunk. If you're making best friends with a bachelorette, sure. Brunch drunk. If your vodka's chasing your eggs and bacon. If you're already calling in late for Monday cause you're in the middle of Sunday fun day. Brunch drunk. Pour a little OG in my champagne, don't
here to talk about Peach Jam, one of our latest seasonal beers. Peach Jam is, in a way, a sister beer to our Road Jam, which is something we've done since year one, since we started Two Roads. And Peach Jam is now in its third season, and it is a beer that we do for the early part of summer. And it has, like Road Jam, it has a lot of fruit in it. It's the equivalent of roughly 2.5 pounds of peaches per case of beer. So that's a lot of fruit. The peaches are also complemented by hibiscus, which is adds a nice, slightly tart complement to the peach, and it really helps that peach character pop. It's a great supporting herb in this case. We start with a wheat-based beer. Fairly neutral, just a little bit of hops, and then we add the peaches during the end of the fermentation, and then a second fermentation ensues where the yeast consumes the fruit sugars, so that helps to boost the alcohol content of the beer and also makes the fruit a little less sweet. But really what you get is a definite peach aroma and flavor, and then there's this little tart essence that comes from the hibiscus. It also lends just a hair of color. So the color is very much a peach-like color. A little bit of haze to it, very refreshing, a little bit of tartness in there, but it's still very much a beer. It's a beer made with peaches, so cheers.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me this year at the Rockstar Beer Festival. Here at Cafe Agave Spike Cold Brew, I'm extremely excited for you guys to have the opportunity to taste the quality and feel and experience a true coffee cocktail. I'm here at a good friend of mine who owns a bar restaurant here in Corvallis, Oregon called Taco Vino. I'm gonna head inside, talk a little bit more about why Cafe Agave is so fun and tastes so wonderful. Johnny, what's up, bud?
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
How are you, man? Good, so good to see you.
Welcome in, man. How you been?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to show you one of the most innovative, disruptive products that I've been a part of in quite some time in Cafe Agave, and I know it's going to be an amazing option for you here at Taco Vino. So,
Awesome.
you want to grab a seat? I'll pour you some samples, and we can talk a little bit more.
Yeah, let's sit at the bar.
Let's do it. Right on. Johnny, thanks again for having me and giving me the time. I know things are crazy around here, especially with the reopening and all kinds of great stuff.
Yeah, man,
happening
happy
here
to
at
try
Taco
this.
Vino. Good. You know, the Cafe Agave brand, it was very important for us that we created something that fit into that mold, that we could bring to both the on and off premise side of the world, that was palatable, that was disruptive, and it was something that a consumer can receive a true experience with. The blend that we're looking at here is 100% true Arabica coffee beans. Infused, what we do is we take it through a proprietary process that no one has been able to touch or even contest us on. Is we use agave infused wine. So we extrapolate everything out and we re-infuse the product through a proprietary process to create Cafe Agave. Espresso, Cafe Agave. Give it a shot and tell me what you think.
Great smell. Smells like rich coffee. Boy, good balance of sweet and rich coffee. I mean, 12.5%. I mean, you could taste the alcohol. I mean, it's
For
smooth,
sure.
but it's there. It's a little bit boozy.
Let's move over to one that really caters to a more sweeter palate. It really has a couple key differentiators, obviously with the flavor, vanilla and cinnamon. So many great holiday things that you can put together with this. So with that being said, I'm gonna get this vanilla cinnamon poured, and you'll tell right away, it's very interesting. You could see the lighter tones in the color. Which really you're gonna put it on your nose, and the liquid is like something you've never experienced.
Oh yeah, I mean, so cinnamon and
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah. Same process. All we do is we take those wonderful flavors, those popular coffee house flavors, and we put them in a ready to drink.
Yeah, it's almost like a latte.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a little boozy latte.
Hey, listen. I mean, we coin ourselves as a ready to drink cocktail, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we are a coffee cocktail, a true coffee cocktail that caters to that demo, and really excited about this opportunity to get this out to the masses and feed it to the great customers of Taco Vino.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not too early in the morning to
that's the beauty of coffee, right? Is we're able to have it all day.
It tastes like a cocktail you want to start your day with.
There it is.
Gonna go play some golf or
game day, golf day, beach day, whatever.
Beach day, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's great, man.
Creating Cafe Agave was really about a glass of wine and a half a cup of coffee.
Oh, nice.
So when you're thinking about this product and when consumers see it, it really, when you're consuming this 187 ml product, it's equivalent to a single glass of wine, thus the 12.5%, which is a mid-grade, halfway decent wine, except that we use high-grade, high-premium grapes. And a half a cup of coffee. Great. So that's what it's equivalent to on a caffeine front, as well as a simple glass of wine.
Yeah, so it tastes like there's no wine in it. It doesn't taste like I'm drinking a glass of wine, but the alcohol comes from grape juice. Comes from the grapes.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
so
yeah.
It's the wine alcohol is what you're getting on the 12.5% side of things. But it was really important for us to create that experience and still remain strong to the roots of being a true coffee house product at 100% Arabica coffee beans. So that's why it's not going to taste like a glass of wine.
Right.
Because we're taking that wine alcohol, we're putting it into this half a cup of coffee essentially, and creating this luxurious product.
Yeah, it's great. And where can I get it? Where do you find it?
Exciting enough. So we've expanded across almost 40 states at this point. So the availability is key for us. And you can see, you're going to find it at the likes of Walmart, Target, the Kroger system, Albertsons, Vaughn's, Pavilions, a lot of convenience stores now. We're really starting to get, excited about what the incremental volume that Cafe Agave can bring to those guys. So, for instance, if you popped into, the local Buy Twos here or Buy Marts or something like that, you'll absolutely be able to find Cafe.
Because it's not liquor based, it doesn't have to come from a liquor
Correct.
store.
So, so that's another important aspect of this is that we don't have to follow those traditional hard liquor laws, right? Anybody that's got a beer and wine license, this can live and thrive and completely change the game.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I still taste it. It tastes great. It feels like I'm drinking a cup of coffee with a little bit of a boozy kick to it. Yeah,
fantastic.
Nice.
Again, at 12.5%, I mean, consumers want more, right? They always want that big, less is more.
Right.
If I can get something in a smaller consumption base, but I'm getting more out of it at 12.5%, I mean, this, and it tastes good.
It's great.
It's a home run.
Yeah, man.
Hey, my festival friends. I was thoroughly excited for you to have the opportunity to taste Cafe Agave, experience Cafe Agave. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. If you're interested, you now can go find Cafe Agave Spike Cold Brew at any Walmart, Target location throughout the United States. Thank you. Look forward to a future consumer.
Hey guys, hope everyone's having a wonderful brunch. You guys, I'm sure, have had some amazing beers from San Diego. My name is Tyler, and I'm here on behalf of Mikkeller. And today we're going to be talking about and enjoying one of my personal favorite beers and one of Mikkeller's longest standing beers, Beer Geek Breakfast. This oatmeal stout with coffee is something we've been doing since Mikkeller's creation back in 2010. And it's, again, a beer I'm really excited to talk with you guys about today. And guys, I really think the best way to talk about Beer Geek Breakfast is to really talk about Mikkeller's history itself. This beer and this company have kind of gone hand in hand since the beginning of Mikkeller. So when Mikkel, who founded the brewery, who was originally from Copenhagen, he had come to the United States for college, And at the time, there was a really exciting craft beer scene starting to blossom in the area. He very quickly falls in love with all these exciting, big, bold flavors. When he graduates college, goes back to Europe. The beer scene in Europe is very traditional at the time. Think of Carlsberg, for example. Nice, light, crisp beers, but he wanted something more. He wanted the stuff he had had before. So he just starts brewing at home. And it's through this home brewing community, he actually ends up getting his hands on an AleSmith Speedway Stout. You guys might be familiar with that beer. You might even be enjoying one today. But that beer gave him a ton of inspiration, and he loved it so much, he actually reached out to the head brewer over at AleSmith and asked him for advice on the recipe. So those two worked together, and by putting their heads together, came up with this beer for us called Beer Geek Breakfast. This beer, when it first released, ended up being the #1 beer on ratebeer.com and helped to propel the beer to the main stage of craft for a small brewery. Damn, that is so good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've had a hard time not just drinking this entire beer while we've been filming this. What I really love about this oatmeal stout that we do with coffee, it's light, it's approachable, it's really easy to drink without being super viscous. It's got some great roasty chocolate coffee notes without the coffee being super overpowering. So guys, again, this is something we've been excited about since its initiation. Like I said, it's one of my personal favorites. Hopefully you've all poured a nice tall glass of it already. I love this one. It's got fantastic roasty chocolate coffee notes on it and with a really clean finish. So guys, as they say in Denmark, skål. I hope you enjoy.
When I made the decision to go start a brewery, pretty much everybody thought I was crazy. And, you know, frankly, I think they're right.
Well, what I first thought was that it was completely adolescent. But when he told me he wanted to do that, I felt that he does have the skills to make that happen. He's creative and dynamic and has the passion. So, you know, it stewed in me for a while. But eventually I came around.
We had $10,000, we had a building that we couldn't afford, no equipment, and nothing else. So we had to make it work day by day, week by week, piece by piece.
I don't really know where my Matt found Matt Lincoln, but when he talked to me about Matt Lincoln for the first time, it was in glowing terms.
I've always been interested in beer ever since I was, 18, 19 years old. Cooking was a big love of mine, so I was a chef for about 10 years. But I kind of got tired of working in kitchens and decided to make the career switch and went through the American Brewers Guild program. And that kind of started me on my path towards, making beer and not making any money.
I think first and foremost, Matt Lincoln, who is a head brewer, has brought an enormous amount of facial hair. He not only has facial hair, he has back hair and chest hair.
The other Matt's mustache, I think it's got a little ways to go.
Yeah, the mustache is actually, it's a lot bigger than it seems. It's blonde.
It probably is bigger than it looks, but...
I love these people. The people engaged in the microbrew industry, they like doing this. They're passionate about what they do. And that passion is extremely intoxicating to be engaged with. This industry works together. If somebody needs something and they're out, be it yeast or hops or a piece of equipment or a hose or an extra hand, there's another brewery, us or somebody else, to lend a hand, and vice versa. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of an industry where we're competitors, but really we help each other out and we want each other to succeed.
We have been embraced by the community. As we started brewing the first batches, people kept coming by and asking Matt or whoever was around, when are we going to be able to come?
So we decided to invite people into the brewery. We wanted a community aspect to that, so we wanted children, old people, young people, dogs, cats.
And it's been an amazing success because people in Fremont want to support They're neighborhood businesses.
We're right smack dab in a neighborhood that brings people together, and sitting down and having a pint of beer is probably one of the best pastimes known to man.
That's why we do it. Beer engages this entire community. We're here because beer matters.
Yes, because beer does matter.
Fremont Brewing Company, because beer matters.
The worst beer I ever made was my first attempt at a holiday ale. And after that beer, I resolved, I'm gonna break it all down. I'm gonna do one beer until I get it right. If you can make a really sessionable, easy drinking beer, then you've actually learned something. You've learned how to brew beer. And that took another 8 years. When I finally did that pale ale that met my standards and I achieved my goal, it dawned on me, hey, you know, that was it. That was what I've been trying to do for all these years. I've actually done it. I thought, I can base a company on that. I believe that that beer is something that has universal appeal. And based on that, we decided there was no name more fitting than Universal for our flagship pale ale.
It takes a lot of things to brew beer, but actually it takes 4 specific things to brew beer. Malted barley, hops, water, which is about 95% of beer. Then we also have yeast, which is kind of the workhorse, which, I mean, without yeast, you have no beer. You just have really sugary water. The yeast is my favorite ingredient. There's so many different kinds of yeast, so much flavor that can be contributed from yeast. And it's the living organism that causes beer to happen. And so it's pretty fascinating.
We have an amazing selection of grains. You can brew almost any style, any day here. If you just walk in and think, you know, I have some free time today, I'm gonna do a pilot batch of fill in the blank. You can do it.
There might be a little bit of mad scientist in me. Yeah, I don't know, nothing too crazy.
Because beer matters. That's why we do it. There's a story behind this beer, and that's an engaging part of why people like microbreweries. We hope this story engages people. Even if it doesn't, we hope they like the beer because beer matters.
Take a trip to a far-out place with Space Danger IPA. Brewed with Simcoe, Sabro, and Centennial hops, it has notes and flavors of peach, pineapple, and citrus. Smell the coconut, peach, pineapple, citrus, black pepper, and woody aromas, and be ready to taste the flavors of subtle sweet aromatics with moderate bitterness and a medium mouth-watering body.
What's up, people? We're day drinking here. Finish all those beers in front of you, please. Keep getting sloppy. My favorite is the Space Danger, but you can be partial to whatever you'd like. There's more coming and more great brunch for you.
Don't get me started, love. I've had too much to drink. Had too much time to think. So leave me alone. Crying when you're by yourself. 'Cause of what they think about you. Makes time go slow. Makes time go slow, 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 slow. Time goes slow. Something's gotta give soon, or I'm gonna lose it. Substance abusing, never come down, down, down. Fall off the deep end and forget my English. What's the point of language? Don't say what you feel. With that being said, oh, to all the bitch ass assholes that hate me the most. Oh yeah, I hate you too. To all the punk ass fucks that just wanna talk shit, I hate you too. To all the high class ass it's too hard to pass, oh yeah, I hate you too. Doses and mimosas, champagne and cocaine help to get me through. 10 in the morning and I'm skipping breakfast, drinking a beverage, ignore it all. Yes, ignorance is bliss and I've come to embrace it. It's all overrated, so drugs and alcohol. So with that being said, to all the bitch ass hoes that hate me the most, oh yeah, I hate you too. To all the punk ass fucks that just wanna talk shit, I hate you too. To all the high class ass it's too hard to pass, oh yeah, I hate you too. Doses and mimosas, champagne and cocaine help to get me through. To all the bitch ass hoes that hate me the most, oh yeah, I hate you too. To all the punk ass fucks that just wanna talk shit, I hate you too. To all the high class ass it's too hard to pass, oh yeah, I hate you too. Sing! Doses and mimosas, champagne and cocaine help to get me through.
Thank you.
Everyone, this is Dan Downs of Boulevard Brewing Company here to talk to you about Steep Drop, our Nitro Cold Brew Milk Stout. Now that's a mouthful, so I'm going to try to break it down. First is the nitro component. So a lot of the beers you're used to, carbon dioxide. Now you probably think, when you think of nitro gas, you think of that one brewery over in Dublin. But we can do the same thing here. So nitrogen is what they call an insoluble gas. Which basically means that it doesn't dissolve in water. So what that does is it gives it that nice, rich, creamy body. Now the other thing you'll notice when I pour it, since it is a nitrogen beer, I'm pouring it straight down the middle. Don't do this, don't be gentle. Pour that thing high up and down and let it settle. The next part is milk stout. Now a lot of you probably think of stouts big, rich, heavy. Not this one. This is 5.2%, and it's called a milk stout because we actually sweeten it with lactose, which is a milk sugar. Now, the thing that makes this my brunch beer of choice is the cold brew part. Now, I actually have my own personal cold brew coffee maker here as an example. Now, think of this as a giant beer tank. Now, instead of the water we have here steeping in the grounds, it's our milk stout beer we were just talking about. So what that does, it'll sit here for anywhere from 12 to 18 hours. Then we filter the coffee grounds out, so now you have a nice, smooth, coffee-flavored beer. All right, enough with the science. Let's open this thing. best part of waking up is Boulevard brewing in your cup. Thanks for letting me crash your brunch, Rockstar crew. And remember, the best part of waking up is Boulevard in your cup.
Here's Boulevard Brewing Company, and here's how they'll welcome you. Boulevard's brewed in
Kansas, Missouri.
Boulevard makes more than 30 wheats, IPAs, lagers, stouts, ales,
beers.
Here's the Boulevard Smokestack. Here's Boulevard Smokestack Series. Here's a Boulevard Smokestack Tattoo. There's a shared belief at Boulevard.
Do it right or don't do it.
And day and night, they live it. So you can love it.
Boulevard wheat is unfiltered, and it's my job to make sure it stays that way.
Boy! Hell no! No! Stop!
Filtration can come from anywhere. Beer filters, coffee filters, Snapchat filters, air filters, any kind of filter, out.
Hey, those filters for the beer?
They're for coffee.
Get that out of here.
Okay. A lot of people don't get what I do here, but they sure can taste it.
Hi guys, this is Vicky with the High-End Beer Team down in San Diego. This virtual beer fest for brunch came up, and the only thing I could think of was Golden Road Champangos. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it up to the guys up in LA at Golden Road. Hope you guys enjoy your Champangos. Cheers to the Brunch Virtual Beer Fest.
Thanks, Vicky. Hi, everyone. I'm Graham Rookty, Golden Road Brewing's brewery educator, and I'm really excited to get to have a Champango with you today during this great brunch and music event. Let's crack into our Champango and learn a bit about Golden Road. We were founded in 2011 by Meg Gill at our first location in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Atwater Village. Being an avid swimmer, surfer, and outdoor enthusiast, Meg was drawn to California and wanted to create craft beer that really represented the California dream. We entered the market with our first two packaged beers in 16-ounce cans, Point the Way IPA and Golden Road Hefeweizen, two beers that we continue to have today. We have always canned our beers. It's better for the environment, and it's also better for the beer by preventing light strike. We decided to change the look and feel of our packages and cans several times throughout our history, going from cardboard to pictures of Los Angeles, eventually landing on a more bright pop art style. We had great initial success by creating an environment for all beer lovers. Our pub was welcoming to families, pets, as well as vegan and allergen friendly, making a pub that attracted many people from our local communities, a dedication that we continue at all of our pubs today. We quickly became the largest brewery in Los Angeles and continue to expand throughout California. In 2014, Victor Novak joined our team as our brewmaster. Victor's love of brewing began with home brewing, which inspired him to pursue the craft as a career. Travel to many beer-producing countries, exploring different beer styles, and a dedication to the art of brewing garnished Victor with the award of Best Craft Brewer at the Great American Beer Festival in 2010 and 2011. In November 2015, Golden Road Brewing was acquired by Anheuser-Busch, and both Meg and Victor stayed on to continue to make world-class beer. Golden Road was able to expand into all 50 states, bringing California-inspired beer around the country. Inspired by our communities of Southern California, we created two of our most popular brands. Mango Cart, a fruited wheat ale, which is inspired by the fruit cart vendors of Los Angeles, and Wolf Pup Session IPA, which is inspired by the hop plant and the active California lifestyle to be a beer by your side. We also opened several more pubs in California, expanding our footprint to include downtown LA at Grand Central Market, Anaheim, which also operates as our innovation brewery, Sacramento, and Huntington Beach. Our pubs also choose different charities each month to help support local organizations in our community. We continue to expand our portfolio to bring a piece of California to people around the country. Here's to your next Golden Road brew. Cheers. Now that we've all had a chance to taste Champango, I wanted to talk about what makes this awesome drink so special. The idea for Champango came from an innovative idea from our pubs to cater to our local brunch crowd. We combined half a glass of our most popular beer, Mango Cart, with half a glass of sparkling wine. We call this a Mango Mosa. It was so popular in our pubs during brunch that we realized that we had to find a way to package our Mango Mosa and bring it to stores to be enjoyed at home. It took a lot of work from our brewmaster, Victor Novak, but the results really paid off and Champango was born. With 6.5 ABV, Champango is perfect for a boozy brunch or really any occasion where you want something light and refreshing, but at a stronger alcohol level. We also use real fruit juice to stay true to who we are as Golden Road and to preserve that same real fruit character found in Mango Cart. One thing that we always get asked about is how we were able to combine wine and beer. The truth is, there is no wine in Champango. We designed this to mimic the aspects of champagne without actually adding any to it. Champango is light, highly effervescent with a nice dry finish. All of those aspects are in sparkling wine. This is also great for pairing. Any brunch item will pair well with Champango. Pastries and fruit will complement the light and fruity notes. It will also be able to stand up to stronger flavors, like egg dishes or bagel and lox. No matter the pairing, the high effervescence and nice dry finish will cleanse your palate and get you ready for another bite. Golden Road also loves supporting SoCal artists and actually hosts a yearly music festival at our LA brewery called Made in LA. This 2-day festival showcases local musicians and of course our SoCal inspired beers. So go and enjoy some more great music and of course another Champango. Cheers.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying your beers for the Brunch Beer Fest. Here is my cover of Alien Ant Farm's Movies. I hope you really like it. All the best, guys. Cheers.
At slow speed, we all seem focused. In motion, we seem wrong. It's summer, we can't taste the rain. I want you to be free. Don't worry about me. And just like the movies, we play out our last scene. Two can play this game. We both want power. In winter, we can taste the rain. In our churches, we come a long way to treat it bad and throw away. In our churches, we come a long way to treat it bad and throw away. I want you to be free. Don't worry about me. And just like the movies, we play out our last scene. You won't cry, I won't scream. In our churches, we come a long way to treat it bad and throw away. And if we make a little space, science fiction showcase. In our short film, a love disgrace, dreamer dream to pride and face. In our short years, we come a long way to treat it bad, just to throw it away. I want you to be free. Don't worry about me. And just like the movies, we play out our last scene. You
What's up, guys? My name is Brian Hendrickson. We are here at Evans Brewing Company in Corona, California, and we just reopened our tasting room where we have 20 self-service taps, and we are also still doing our 4-packs, 12-packs, and 24-packs to go. Today, we are going to check out Breakfast Black, which is our black Pilsner. This is very dark in color Pilsner, but it's still nice and light on the ABV, 4.8%, 35 IBUs. It's got nice notes of dark chocolate, cocoa, there's a little bit of breadiness going on. Yeah, same thing, you got big dark chocolate notes, and you can tell it's still light in the ABV. It's, like I said, 4.8%, 35 IBUs. We use Hallertau hops in this one, and it's really just to balance out the sweetness in this beer. It's real easy drinking, real nice for any time of the day. Breakfast Black, come and give it a try.
Waiting for our love, night city gold. Look and see your eyes, babe. Waiting in the car, waiting for our love, drinking in the light, underneath the neon sky, waiting for all, staring at the mutated skyline. The city is my church, wraps me in the sparkling twilight. with more eyes at all, waiting in the car.
Jeremy Worrell from Brewing here, coming at you from sunny Salt Lake City. Perfect day to be talking about our latest release in the birthday suit line. It's a Guava mojito tart. Yeah, it's kind of a mouthful there, but it's something that we've been working on basically since last summer. We just released it here about a month ago, so you guys are getting some nice fresh beer. So yeah, we open up that can. First thing that comes at you right away is just those like real strong guava notes. We also give them a little bit of splash of lime. There's a subtle sweetness there, so we're really trying to emulate the mojito, so the simple syrup that comes from the mojito. Then the head comes at you right at the end with a real like light minty finish. That mint is kind of elevated from our use of all German hops, which kind of bring about a little more spicy, a little more herbal notes, so they kind of pair well with the mint there. Again, we're not necessarily calling this a sour beer. It's a nice light tart beer, not overtly sour, but again, it comes with that nice mint finish and it kind of cleans the palate and gets you ready for another one. So hopefully you guys are drinking this at the end of the Digital Beer Festival and getting ready for your birthday soon. Cheers. I thought it'd be cool to kind of give you guys a brief rundown of the series. Yeah, it started back in 2012 when our founder, Will Hamill, wanted to celebrate the Uinta anniversary. That was the 19th anniversary of Uinta Brewing. And then they kind of followed it up every year with a different sour beer release. And now that was back in the day when sour beers weren't super popular, weren't super available. We transitioned it to a 22-ounce Bauer here that you see on the 24th anniversary beer. And as we went into our 25th year, we actually went a different route and did an Imperial Pilsner that was released only here at our 25th anniversary party. So the birthday suit year, our lineup just kind of disappeared then. And for the subsequent years as we kind of went through it, we were just, everyone was kind of saying, let's get birthday suit back, let's get birthday suit back. So we finally brought it back in all years of 2020. People were super pumped because now it was available in 12-ounce cans and 6-pack formats, so it's way more crushable for everybody, way more of a party beer there. So kind of gathered the vibe of the birthday suit lineup, and here we are this year with the Guava Mojito Tart release. Other note is the artist has remained the same every year. He's a local artist here in Salt Lake City. His name's Travis Bone. You can follow him on Instagram at @FurTurtle. He's got some really rad show prints and other things like that. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of birthdays.